Yu-Gi-Oh! Quite easily has the highest quantity of cards known outside of its own dedicated fanbase. This is completely due to the pop culture phenomenon that was the second anime adaptation of the original manga. Among those cards we have the topic of today, the Red Eyes Black Dragon, a card associated with the character Joey Wheeler. Due to the popularity of the Red Eyes Black Dragon, like a lot of cards of its era, it's received a ton of support over the last 25 years, and that's what we're here to talk about, the top 10 Red Eyes Black Dragon cards. But before we get to the topic of today, if you like this video, be sure to share it, like, and subscribe. It helps out a lot. Also be sure to check out my card game, DRAGOON, the second set Power Surge, starring D-Stinger, Louise, and Mark, was recently released, bringing the playable roster up to 6. Sting, blast, or crush your way to victory. We start this list with the most simple card on the list, Red Eyes Spirit, a trap card that just targets a Red Eyes monster in your grave and special summons it. Unlike other similar vintage cards, such as Call of the Haunted, it doesn't bond itself to the target. It leaves the field when it resolves. It's also fairly open within the archetype, especially the more recent rounds of support, where more cards have Red Eyes within their name, unlike earlier Red Eyes support cards that lack that Red Eyes moniker, such as the original fusion cards, Black Skull Dragon and Meteor Black Dragon. The Red Eyes archetype also has quite the focus on setting up the graveyard through multiple effects, increasing the versatility of Red Eyes Spirit. It may be a simple recovery card, but its simplicity works in its favour. For number 9 we have our first spell card in Red Eyes Insight. Another short text card, but this one is a lot of setup in just one card. Starting with a Foolish Burial effect for Red Eyes, sending a Red Eyes card from your deck to your grave, setting you up for other plays that require specific Red Eyes cards in the grave. Then it tutors any other Red Eyes spell or trap from your deck to your hand. The Foolish Burial type effect has its uses. If you're not keen on Red Eyes Spirit, you could use Red Eyes Wyvern. But being able to tutor any Red Eyes spell is definitely the better part of this card, since it makes another card on this list twice as consistent, especially now support for its own niche is forbidden. The number 8 spot belongs to the first monster card on this list, and only ritual monster, Lord of Red. Originating from the anime filler arc Waking the Dragons, Lord of Red is ritual summoned with Red Eyes Transmigration. What makes this ritual spell even worth mentioning is that in addition to the normal ritual requirements of monsters being tributed from your hand or field to the grave, you can banish Red Eyes monsters from your graveyard too. The unfortunate part of Lord of Red is that it is level 8, meaning you just can't banish a Red Eyes Black Dragon. But there is a level 8 Red Eyes card, and you can banish multiple Red Eyes monsters from your grave as well. Lord of Red, on the other hand, has 2 effects with the same condition, once per turn when a card or effect is activated that isn't Lord of Red. One of them lets you destroy a monster, the other lets you destroy a spell or trap. Basically, either player does much of anything. You can pop 2 of your opponent's cards per turn. While it has no protection and it's been superseded within its own archetype in the 8 years since its initial release, now filling more of a budget option, Lord of Red does still have a niche and is one of the better Red Eyes cards. In 2015, Konami would see fit to gift the Red Eyes archetype a series of retrains of its original cards focused around 2007's dud, the Gemini mechanic.
What's that smell?
Thankfully, the 2 fusion monsters and 1 Xyz monster related to the Gemini theme were unaffected, including our number 7 card, Meteor Black Comet Dragon. Quite the word salad name. Meteor Black Comet Dragon is a retrain of Meteor Black Dragon with the same stats and fusion requirement of a level 7 Red Eyes monster and a level 6 dragon, meaning your options are pretty open there. If it is fusion summoned, you can send a Red Eyes monster from your deck to your grave to deal damage equal to half its attack to your opponent. So a max of 1400, since 2800 is the highest Red Eyes gets in the main deck, though 1200 damage is much more likely. But that number is actually really important, since Red Eyes Fusion, the archetypal fusion spell for Red Eyes, turns the name of the card it fusion summoned into Red Eyes Black Dragon, and from there, a really old piece of support, Inferno Fire Blast, can cause 3500 damage per copy. 2 and you win the game there, OTK. While you need 3 specific cards to do this, it does give Meteor Black Comet Dragon the 7th spot. Red Eyes is a bit scattered in terms of theme, ranging from burn to control to dragons. Building off 2005's Red Eyes Darkness Dragon, we have the 6th card on this list, the Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. This card was quite the significant upgrade, to the point of being limited for quite some time. You can special summon it from hand by banishing a dragon from your field, but you can only special summon one Darkness Metal Dragon per turn this way. Hard once per turn, you can also special summon one dragon from your hand or graveyard except another Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. While its heyday is long since over, it's still a great card, providing either swarming potential, the ability to build off Red Eyes Insight, or recovery. Not only that, it's quite versatile, with no links to the archetype. It can be used for not only Red Eyes, but any other dragon-themed archetype, and generic dragon decks too. It's in a pretty good position, where it could pop up again at any time, given the right dragon or Red Eyes push. That potential keeps it on the list despite its age. In recent years, Konami has made it a bit of a habit to retrain iconic cards from the first Yu-Gi-Oh! Series in such a way as to marry all of the themes that character used together, creating something kind of resembling a coherent deck. For Joey, everything must be retrained to accommodate the Red Eyes Black Dragon, and that includes the Equipped Warrior theme Joey had in both the manga and anime filler. The number 5 spot belongs to the Red Eyes Fang with Chain. Red Eyes Fang with Chain is a kunai with chain retrain, making it a trap card that becomes an equip card, but only for Red Eyes monsters. Instead of providing a power buff, the equipped monster can attack twice per turn, which becomes very relevant with one specific build, though it can be game winning by itself. But it's the other part of this card that's far more interesting. While equipped to a monster, you can send it to the grave to target one effect monster your opponent controls and equip it to the monster that this card was equipped to. Then that monster's stats become equal to the original stats of the monster equipped to it. While it can't get rid of everything, it's a cool way to take away your opponent's resources or any monster your Red Eyes can't hit over. Quite versatile, and gives Red Eyes Fang with Chain the number 5 spot. Continuing the theme of extra deck monsters relating to the Red Eyes Gemini monsters being actually good, and Metal Dragon retrains also being good, we have our number 4 card, the sole Xyz monster of the archetype, the Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon. A level 7 monster with 2800 attack and 2400 defense, the Flare Metal is made with 2 level 7 monsters. It's not locked to the Red Eyes theme, but the effect would like a level 7 Red Eyes card to be used. While it has material, it can't be destroyed by card effects, and each time your opponent activates a card or effect, it deals 500 damage to your opponent. Once during either player's turn, you can also detach one material to special summon one Red Eyes normal monster from your grave, filling your board or allowing you to extend into something else. 500 damage every time either player does pretty much anything is really nothing to sneeze at, especially when coupled with all the other burn effects Red Eyes has at its disposal. In addition to being able to extend, you can also use the special summon as it dies in battle or leaves the field by targeted effect, making the battler effect a wash in terms of card advantage for you. Always nice. That gets the Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon the number 4 spot. Building off of the equip theme of Red Eyes Fang with Chain, and Joey's theme stated to be warriors in the Yu-Gi-Oh manga, we have our number 3 card, the Red Eyes Slash Dragon. The Red Eyes Slash Dragon is a level 7 dragon monster with 2800 attack and 2400 defense. Interestingly enough, the stat line of the Red Eyes Black Metal Dragon. Slash Dragon is made with Red Eyes Black Dragon and a warrior monster, the implication being that warrior is Gearfried the Iron Knight, as it got a retrain for Slash Dragon support. Red Eyes plus Metal, making Metal Dragon's stat line, makes sense. When a Red Eyes monster you control attacks, you can target a warrior monster in your grave and equip it to Slash Dragon, where it gives plus 200 attack. Not much, but it's more about fueling the second effect. When your opponent activates a card or effect that targets one of your cards, you can send one equipped card you control to the grave to negate its activation and destroy it. This is not once per turn either. Finally, when it's destroyed, you can special summon as many monsters as possible that were equipped to Slash Dragon. Red Eyes Slash Dragon is pretty much tailored for Red Eyes Fang with Chain, giving it 2 equips per turn and as a result, 2 negates, but also a bevy of monsters upon death. While the whole warrior thing can be a bit hard outside of direct support like Gearfried, you can pair him up with Buster Blader quite easily. Still, if you want a more coherent Red Eyes deck, along with a boss with protection and cool tools, Red Eyes Slash Dragon is probably one of the better choices, giving it the number 3 spot. The number 2 slot on this list may come as a surprise to some, as it's not a monster card, but it has been mentioned already. The number 2 Red Eyes card, Red Eyes Fusion. If there is one thing going for the Red Eyes Black Dragon, it's that its fusion spell is definitely one of the better ones game-wide. Red Eyes Fusion allows you to fuse into any fusion monster you have in your extra deck that lists a Red Eyes monster as material by sending the materials from your deck to the graveyard, making it a 1-card fusion spell, something that is really hard to beat. It's also searchable by Red Eyes Insight, and can fusion summon some phenomenal cards, or set up game-winning plays. It does have the drawback that you can't summon anything else that turn, and only use 1 copy of Red Eyes Fusion per turn, but when your result is an OTK, such as Meteor Black Comet Dragon, or an incredibly powerful monster in its own right, that drawback stings a lot less. On top of that, the fusion summon monster is considered to be named Red Eyes Black Dragon while on the field, something that, as said with prior cards, makes Inferno Fire Blast a vastly better card with OTK potential. This ability is something that can also be played with via future support too. Red Eyes Fusion absolutely deserves the number 2 spot. It's the piece that gives Red Eyes, as an archetype, relevancy. Even the number 1 card owes a lot to Red Eyes Fusion existing. In addition to the retrains of old cards, Konami has seen fit to create all types of odd fusions of iconic cards from Yu-Gi-Oh's past, expanding upon the concepts created with Black Skull Dragon and Dragon Master Knight. The number 1 card on this list is the Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. The Red Eyes Dark Dragoon is a fusion of the Dark Magician and Red Eyes Black Dragon, or 1 Dragon Effect monster. Red Eyes Dark Dragoon is sporting 3000 attack and 2500 defense. One of the more prominent and feared cards in recent memory, though far less prevalent in the TCG than OCG. Red Eyes Dark Dragoon does a lot. It can't be destroyed by card effects, and neither player can target it with effects. During your main phase, you can destroy a monster, either players mind you, and deal damage to your opponent equal to that monster's attack, and you can do it up to 2 times a turn if you use both the Dark Magician and Red Eye's Black Dragon as fusion materials. But wait, there's more! Once per turn, when a card or effect is activated, you can discard one to negate and destroy that card. Then Dark Dragoon gains 1000 attack permanently. Built-in protection in multiple ways, burn damage, destruction, power buffs. The Red Eye's Dark Dragoon only does pretty much everything. The only downside is you can't use Inferno Fire Blast with it. Even in a vacuum without cards such as Predaplant Anaconda to increase its consistency, it's extremely easy to see why Red Eye's Dark Dragoon was as prominent as it was. A very powerful card, definitely worthy of the number 1 spot. So what do you think of this list? Any cards you think should be here? Say so in the comments. Till next time friends, this has been Some Gamer Dude, and thanks for watching.